Hello, everybody. This is Catholic Dad, episode number 380. Do you know how to curse? Um, why am I saying this? Well, anyway, I don't know if you ever heard of Dostoevsky, the great Russian novelist, but he one time said the only difference, humans are like all the other animals, except that we have no gratitude and we can curse. Do you know how to curse? And I actually want to talk about all the protesters in our nation right now. We live at a time of like maximum affluence and maximum comfort and maximum people comfort, and every want and will and desire we have in our little hearts are probably fulfilled. It's almost like the Garden of Eden, by the way. Nobody's really starving on the streets, and there's only one thing we can't do, and that's to eat from the tree of knowledge. Meaning, we don't have gratitude for what we have. And all these protesters out there, by the way, they don't realize how dang good they have it. They may think they're affecting good change, but they may be actually tearing down the very society that gave all the great things that they wanted, that they received in the process. Do they have gratitude? Probably not. Can they curse? Yeah, they do know how to curse. I've actually seen it on TV, which tells you they're just like Dostoevsky told you. They're just like all the other animals, except they have no gratitude and they can curse. Here's the deal, by the way. I have a little jobby here. I work a lot of long hours. I run some businesses. I have 9 children. I don't usually have about 15 minutes a month to myself. I couldn't ever imagine organizing a protest, going out in the street and destroying other people's properties and screaming and yelling that life's not fair. I just don't have the time for that. I have too much responsibility, and I'm taking care of too many other people in my life. In addition, I'm an active member of a church, and I work for them, and I give some money to them, and so on and so forth. And I could not imagine dividing my labors like these people have. That literally, I have nothing better to do than to go scream and yell and complain and burn stuff, because that makes no sense. Which tells you, by the way, if they have enough food and energy to go out and riot and break things, it means they're pretty darn well fed. Where they get the money from? Well, they obviously don't have a really long working job. Like, they don't actually do hard labor because they'd probably be too tired. They probably don't have family members, and children to take care of. They probably have no real responsibility in their lives other than fulfilling their own wants and desires, which is kind of a problem, people. And so I just want people to think about that. If you are literally out riding, like, and burning stuff, it means you have a lot of good food, good nutrition, right? If you have a car, you probably have more wealth than the average king had 300-400 years ago, and you have the capacity for travel greater than anybody in the history of mankind, greater than 100 years ago. So you really should be pretty happy about the privileged place we're living in. In terms of violent crimes and violence towards other people in the world today, violence is at an all-time low. I read somewhere, and I'm making this number up because I can't really recall it, but it was something like 1 in 8 people 100 plus years ago, 150 years ago, died a violent death. If you want to talk about violence, go back 150 years ago, and 1 in 8 people, 12.5% of people, died a violent death. Today, that number is way less than 1% of people. I think we should need to have gratitude about how much wealth and affluence our society built. And when we have all that wealth and affluence, people have a warm place to sleep, clothes and food. If you have that, you should be completely happy with your position in life. If you don't have that, you better behave yourself and start working for it. That's what you should do. And if you're not capable, I do know there's a large minority of people in the population that really, they have really bad things that happened to them in their past. Things like child abuse, neglect, so on and so forth. They're mentally ill or something like that. They have drug and alcohol addictions and are not able to take care of themselves. Well, we should care for those people too. That's what we do as individuals. We we feed the hungry, we clothe the naked, we house the homeless, and bury the dead, and all the corporal works of mercy. So I think Dostoevsky was right. Humans are just like all the other animals, except for 2 purposes. We have no gratitude, and we can curse. And so the question for you is, can you curse? Yeah, pretty much everybody can. Don't do that. And then the other thing is, can you have gratitude? Yeah, you can. You should do that. You should have gratitude for your life every single day and realize how great you actually have it. And in fact, if you're one of those people that sit out there and complain about your job and, oh, I'm so tired, blah, 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 oh, I can't do this anymore, just think about your gratitude. You're not a slave. You go to work, you get to pay your taxes, and you have a safe place to live. Anyway, that's gratitude from Dostoevsky. And so this is Catholic Dad making you think about it. Please like or subscribe, get to Mass, and pray the daily rosary. God bless you all.